Insurance Guru. My name is Ayanda Malele and I'm back with another video trying to explain and simplify this hard thing called insurance. It's very difficult sometimes, but I'm here to simplify it. So I was doing a series of videos explaining the different underwriting criterions and the different underwriting questions that insurers will ask you, especially short-term insurers, when it comes to insuring your goods. So I've covered vehicle before, and now I wanted to get into your household contents and what underwriting questions they will ask. With contents insurance, the biggest thing or the biggest driver is really the risk address. So where is the house based? Is it based in Mpumalanga, Johannesburg, Cape Town, etc. Risk address is important for a certain number of factors. Firstly, it tells us the area that the person lives in. So, there's been a lot of fault fires in Cape Town and a lot of damage was made. So already now insurers are like, ooh, that area is when it comes to fault fires uncontrolled because there's winds and all these other things. So now you can imagine that the premium would just be slightly higher than somebody who lives in a place that never gets affected by much, really. So the risk address is important to tell those little details because its contents covers obviously the goods inside your house. So the risk address is also like which area is prevalent to house break-ins. And based on that, based on the insurance statistics, they can say, this area is much less likely for theft to happen as opposed to this area. And then the premium will be different for both areas. The location is also what plays a pivotal role in terms of your premium because location will tell you, is it a freestanding house? And so if it's a freestanding house, fine, is it in a security estate? Okay, better. Okay, security estate. Is it patrolled 24 hours? And are there guards at the gate and access is controlled? Yes, okay, better. You will get sometimes a question that will ask, do you have neighbors all around you? And if you don't, then the next question will be, what is next to you? Is it an open field? Okay, chances of funny guys in the middle of the night hanging around there to come steal are high. Is it next to a petrol station? Okay, chances of if something happened to that petrol station, chances are your house will catch fire, so that's also kind of sketchy. Is it behind a freeway? So chances of somebody having a mad accident at 12 o'clock at night on a Friday night, high, so then premium will be a bit higher there. So the neighbors and where you're located, and if it's neighbors all around you, pashash, that's great. But if there's businesses and this and the other, the risk then starts becoming different, and thus the premium also becomes different. The other thing that we've discussed is based on security and the location, but we didn't focus a lot on security, but security will play a role because now if you are in a freestanding house, then they'll ask you, do you have a wall all around, and if you've got a wall around, okay, great. Is the wall higher than 1.8 meters tall or higher than 2 meters? Okay, if you say yes, better premium for you because then it's difficult to raise up that high. Then they'll ask you, do you have electric fencing? You say you do. Better for you. Then they'll ask you, do you have burglar bars on all your opening windows? Better for you. On all your opening windows and non-opening windows, even better because no one can break into that. Another question that's pertaining to securities, insurers will ask you, is the house occupied all the time? If it's not during the day, then you might get, slightly higher premium. If it is occupied during the day and night, perfect. And which also brings to the next question that they'll ask is that, is this building occupied, or not occupied for more than 60 consecutive days? So that's things like your holiday homes. Chances of somebody coming and stealing and no one knowing about it are very high. So those are the kind of security questions that will get asked. After looking at the risk address, the very big important thing as well is how much are the contents worth? Obviously, less is less premium and more is more premium. Another thing that plays a role in terms of your contents cover is the type of structure you have. There's certain structures that they won't insure. For instance, if you've got a thatch roof means that the chances of an incident like fire occurring is higher, and fire burns everything, your contents are burnt. We don't really want to take that risk. If we do want to take that risk, we will then maybe expect you to have a lightning conductor and the thatch must be treated, and then we'll attach a higher premium. Sometimes insurers will say we don't insure the thatch roofed house, but if you've got a thatch lapa 4 or 2 meters or a meter away, then some insurers will accept it based on the insurer. Another question that will come up is previous losses. So obviously it has to come up because we want to know in the past 3 years, have you submitted a claim or not? Whether you submitted a claim or not. what incidents have you had. This also shows that if it's 3-4 incidents in the past year, this area is very dodgy, or your house, I don't know what's going on there, but insurers will not want to take on a risk that's got too many claims, because it just means that you are joining them so that you can claim some more. So previous losses are important to note and to tell to your insurer, because they generally will guide the premium. Some of these things that I've listed as well in this video are very close linked with buildings cover, and I'll do that at a later stage, but buildings cover and contents cover are relatively very similar. There are some instances that are different, but generally the same. Another aspect that we look at when we look at contents insurance is, are there business activities in risk address? And often we do have small businesses, or maybe let's say I'm selling Tupperware, etc. Insurers don't want to insure a business where people come in and out. But if you're doing administrative things at home, let's say you're just printing out stuff, you're emailing, everything you're doing, from home alone, but you go and service the client wherever the client is at, an insurer will be able to insure you with the goods used for business use at a certain amount of money. So if, for instance, I've got camera equipment and people come to my house to actually take pictures, that's going to be for a business policy, a commercial lines policy, and will not be covered under personal lines short-term insurance. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you do subscribe to my channel, and I hope you tell all your friends and your cousins and your cousins' cousins, everybody else, to watch The Insurance Guru. And please click subscribe if you're really not a subscriber, and come back for more videos. But I do hope that these were informative, and we will cover buildings. But as I said, buildings is relatively similar to contents, but obviously it's got its own parameters and so forth.